Today we have the pleasure of welcoming a true expert in the field of aesthetic medicine, Dr. Helen Marsden. Dr. Marsden is the owner and director of Dr. Helen Marsden Aesthetics, based in Durham, where she offers a wide range of non-surgical treatments designed to enhance natural beauty. With over 2 decades of experience as a GP and extensive expertise in aesthetic medicine, she's become one of the leading voices. Dr. Marsden holds a medical degree from the Royal Free Hospital School of Medicine at London University and has built a thriving practice that combines her deep medical knowledge with her passion for the art of rejuvenation. Known for her patient-centered approach and focus on achieving subtle natural results, she's an influential figure in the aesthetics world. We're excited to dive into her journey, insights, and the future of aesthetic treatments. Welcome, Dr. Marsden.
Thank you very much, Izzy. I'm excited and delighted to be here today and to lead this discussion. The aesthetics industry, particularly here in the UK, is rapidly evolving at the moment. So we're going to look at the challenges facing aesthetics clinic in the UK and wellness transformation. So here is an overview of our agenda for this presentation. So we're going to look at the key challenges facing aesthetic clinics, and they are regulatory and also our consumer expectations and market saturation challenges. We're going to look at safety and trust issues, and also opportunities for overcoming those challenges. Remember, every challenge creates an opportunity. We're going to look at the synergies, and we're then going to look at how we meet the evolving demand for today's health-conscious consumer. The challenges facing aesthetics clinic in the UK and wellness transformation. So here is an overview of our agenda for this presentation. So we're going to look at the key challenges facing aesthetic clinics, and they are regulatory and also our consumer expectations and market saturation challenges. We're going to look at safety and trust issues, and also opportunities for overcoming those challenges. Remember, every challenge creates an opportunity. We're going to look at the synergies, and we're then going to look at how we meet the evolving demand for today's health-conscious consumers. And then we'll tie that up with a conclusion at the end. So an overview of the UK aesthetic market. This market continues to grow rapidly, and it's expected to grow from 3.6 billion to 5.5 billion. That's from 2023 to 2028. So that's over a 50% increase, which is huge. Aesthetic treatments are becoming mainstream. When we say aesthetic treatments, that's a range of injectable treatments and machine-based treatments. But they are facing significant challenges because the market is changing and constantly evolving. Consumer demand is shifting, and people are now focusing more on wellness and a whole holistic approach to their care rather than just single injectable treatments. So some of the key challenges facing aesthetic clinics, and I include my own clinic within this, we've got regulatory challenges, we've got consumer expectations and market saturation, we've got safety and trust issues, and then we've got operational and financial challenges. And then we've got competition, direct competition from the wellness industry. And we'll tackle each of these issues as we go through the presentation. So regulatory challenges, new licensing requirements. This has been talked about for many years now. And we've recently had a government consultation whereby we hope there'll be some new licensing requirements. But I would imagine we're a good 2 years of this. This will be significant hoops for practices to jump through, and also cost as well. The aim is that there'll be some regulations so that clinics have at least some form of medical supervision or medical lead. CQC and GMC regulations. So GMC is the General Medical Council, which doctors are regulated with. CQC, the Care Quality Commission, and my clinic is CQC registered currently, but there's no requirement for aesthetic clinics to be CQC registered. There's some hope that perhaps CQC regulation and registration may give us a pass-through or buy-through if new licensing requirements come into place. But again, significant challenge for small clinics and significant cost to jump through those regulation hoops. So changing legislation, it's my hope that legislation will change. The market's evolving, clinics need to stay up to date, and it's hoped that the market will become safer and more regulated for our patients. Consumer expectation market saturation. Well, the market is saturated and lots and lots of people going into training. But what I would say is that it's saturated at the bottom. And like all challenges, this gives us an opportunity to differentiate ourselves and provide better holistic care for our patients. Consumers are no longer seeking these solitary, single injectable aesthetic treatments. They want to address their well-being, whether that's mental or physical. And we often find this when patients come into clinic, they'll chat about all things to do with their wellness. So clinics really need to look at this and look at how they evolved, how they can integrate wellness and increase their levels of expertise and resources available to their patients. Market saturation, as I said, the market is saturated. A lot of disillusioned NHS staff wanting to get out and try their arm at different fields. And so a lot of people trying aesthetics. A lot of people go into the market. Not a lot of people stick at it. And again, this is an opportunity for us to differentiate ourselves and lead the way. We can always aim to be the best at what we're doing, so provide better and more holistic care for our patients. So differentiating what we offer to our patients is crucial in a crowded market. Patients are looking for the best possible care available rather than just instant results. They want results, but they want holistic care to look after their total well-being. Safety and trust issue. This is a big issue at the moment. We've got lots of unqualified practitioners. There's a huge rise in unlicensed practitioners offering cheaper treatments. And this is something that we don't compete with, that we need to set ourselves away from this. So people will do a two-day course and call themselves advanced aesthetic practitioners. But it does make it harder for good people, well-qualified people to compete in this market. And again, it's something that we have to differentiate ourselves from. Patient safety is a big concern. We've got a rise in treatments, non-invasive treatments. They're still perceived as safer. They all carry risks. And as a medic, often I'm responsible for putting right some of these mistakes. So there's a big safety concern in the industry at the moment. We've got to ensure safety across the board, and this will come hopefully with some sensible legislation in the next couple of years. Aesthetic treatments can cause complications. We can all cause complications even with good care. So it's really important that we're able to adapt our clinics to provide good standards of care, look at our liabilities, allow our patients to contact us, and just offer the highest standard of care available. Misinformation spreads rapidly. I love that it does. People love a bad story. And everybody seems to think that all of the bad procedures they see online or in the press relate to dermal filler. So everybody hears the bad stuff. Nobody hears the good stuff. We want good care to be spread. We want the news of good care to be spread. It's interesting that misinformation is the one that spreads. So we do get some unrealistic expectations, but also unrealistic anxiety from our patients as well. And we want to avoid dissatisfied clients. We want happy patients. Operational financial challenges. So again, we've talked about the new regulatory standards that will hopefully come in with legislation, constantly changing technology, needing to buy new equipment, training and retention of skilled staff. It's important that the whole team is on board, all singing the same song. We're all spreading, high quality care and looking after our patients holistically. So it does require some investment in the whole team so that everyone works to the same high level. And then insurance and legal liabilities. Multiple insurance, you've got your cosmetic liability insurance, you've got your buildings insurance, your machine insurance, the list goes on. But it just means all of these things are challenges to your business. So that they're all just things we have to bear in mind. Competition from the wellness industry. So this is creeping into the aesthetics industry. So there's a real shift towards total holistic health. So the wellness industry, longevity medicine, it is growing. And many clinics are now expanding to include wellness and longevity medicine into their aesthetic clinics. So they're offering a more comprehensive, more holistic approach to health, well-being, and beauty. And I think that aesthetic clinics that focus only on aesthetic enhancement may find this challenging in future. Aesthetic enhancement is great, it's my main bread and butter, but we're feeling a shift in the market and we need to move to more holistic well-being. So patients are wanting non-invasive alternatives. They're wanting to look at natural and preventative treatments. They're wanting to look at supplements of how they can address their collagen production, how they can relieve their stress, how they can help their pain. So aesthetic clinics need to look at all of these different options to see how they can adapt. So consumers are opting for wellness retreats, natural therapies over traditional aesthetic treatments. This is certainly something we're seeing in clinic. So opportunities for overcome challenges. I believe that every challenge is an opportunity. Every challenge that's in the market will be faced by every clinic. So if we can set ourselves high up in the clinic ranking and we can differentiate ourselves and provide a high standard of care, we're well set to overcome these challenges. So every challenge is an opportunity. What we really need to do is look at how we integrate wellness into our clinics. So aesthetics clinics can differentiate themselves by offering treatment packages. We need to look at how we blend aesthetics and wellness. We can look at options such as meditation, nutritional advice and supplementation, nutritional counseling, mental health therapies. We've also got to look at innovative technology. So how we look at artificial intelligence, tech-driven solutions for personalized skincare and non-invasive diagnostics. And again, this is something that's increasing. We've seen this in clinic. A lot of people want to come in and have, computerized skin scans, that they get computerized feedback and advice as to how that technology can help them. Brand differentiation via sustainability. So clinics can appeal to eco-conscious customers by adopting sustainable practices. So patients are wanting to look at organic products. They want to look at where their products originate from. They want to look at the chain behind the products. People also ask us about how we recycle our packaging and wanting to cut down on their plastic and increase their recycling. So it's important that we're moving with times and looking at energy efficient technologies too. So synergies, it's looking at how both industries can target clients. So we can look at how we can combine the aesthetic market and the wellness market. And actually, definitely a synergistic approach is a way forward here, because there's a huge degree of crossover. People are wanting to look good, but they're also wanting to feel good. So people are wanting wellness and aging well inside and out. And you can see the shared goals there in the middle. And those offering holistic care will capture that perfectly. So you can see that big crossover between wellness and aesthetics market currently. But as I said earlier, any challenge provides us with an opportunity. Those of us setting ourselves high up in the market are already jumping the hurdles, the regulatory hurdles, the registration. We're well placed to tackle these challenges. So all of these challenges bring us opportunities. We can embrace the opportunities to enhance holistic care, new solutions for our patients, and we can differentiate ourselves through sustainability. So we want to remain competitive, we want our aesthetic clinics to adapt, and we want to incorporate wellness and beauty. We're going to embrace holistic solutions, and we're going to differentiate ourselves through sustainability. By addressing these challenges, clinics can expand, we can expand our client base, and we can thrive in an evolving market on the beauty and wellness landscape. And these are our references. So I hope that was a useful presentation that we've rattled through there. As I said, we're seeing a real shift in clinic in people who are no longer just focused on how they look on the outside, but also how they feel overall. This presents a huge opportunity for clinics to expand into wellness and offer treatments that go beyond the skin, so focusing on overall well-being. By integrating wellness products and supplements, clinics can meet this growing demand and set themselves apart in a competitive market.